Hi, I'm Mrs. Greenwood, and today I want to share with you one of my favorite stories, After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. This is by D&C Intact. I did want to talk to you about our comprehension skill of the week first, though, which is theme. The theme is the message or lesson the author wants you to learn from the story. Usually it's the main character who's going to learn this lesson. Common topics for theme would be courage, kindness, fears, differences, never giving up, overcoming obstacles, love, family. So let's go ahead and get started with our story. We'll talk about the theme after we're done. After the fall, how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. So he looks very sad because he has to get the cereal at the bottom, because in order to get the cereal he likes, he would have to climb a ladder. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day, I kept trying and trying. So he saw that paper airplane go by, so he decided to make his own. Until I got it just right. Look at that. My plane was perfect and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. Oh no. What happened? They always do. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall, but the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. So there he is. And learned how to fly. So, we know that Humpty was afraid of heights, and it kept him from doing a lot of things that he enjoyed because He had to settle for the cereal he could reach. He couldn't be up with the birds like he liked to be. And then he thought of an idea of trying to be with the birds. And it forced him then to have to conquer his fear because that plane that he flew got stuck. So he climbed that ladder. So I think it's easy to see how Humpty grew or changed. He started out being afraid of heights. There's no way he would go near a ladder and climb it. And then in the end, he was able to overcome that fear and climb the ladder. He got up there and he ended up hatching into a bird and flying away. So he didn't give up, even though he had a fear, and he climbed the ladder again and everything went well. So if I was talking about the theme, I could say never giving up, or that he overcame his fear of heights. So I hope you enjoyed this story as much as I did. Bye, y'all.